We hope you enjoy this clip, but before you watch it, please hit that subscribe button.
I guess now let's go into the final part of this episode, which is the spoiler discussion for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah, alright, so again, this is your spoiler warning for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. If you haven't watched it, go to the theaters, watch it now. It's a good movie, and come back.
Watch it now.
Yeah, and come back to this review, the spoiler review for it, which I believe Albert is going to cut it and make upload to a separate video.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, so that's your spoiler warning. So now let's get into the spoiler fest. It's the weirdest transition, yes, Mr. Google, but it is what it is. Okay, so yeah, spoiler time. Okay, who wants to start? I guess. Albert, you can start.
Whose
Why not?
movie was this? Isn't it yours, Kel?
Kelvin.
Oh, it's me. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's my movie, right? Forgot about that.
Yeah, Kelvin. Come on.
I've already given up on my draft.
Why have you given up on your draft? Your draft
Well, what
is
happened
doing
this time?
solid.
I heard
Looking
Renfield
better
and
than
Boys Afraid
mine.
is bad. That's why. I was like,
Boys
okay.
Afraid is mixed, not at a cabin. It's mostly positive, kind of mixed. Shazam Fear of the God is mixed.
I mean, I only have
Renfield is
65 and
bad.
Ant-Man to worry about.
Oh yeah, you're better than Teguh.
Alright.
God,
only-
those
I
two.
only
My
have two
number
films
2
out.
and my number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. I guess anyway, with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, this movie is great. Like Teguh said just now, good mix of like everything, like action, comedy, and also all the emotions. We get to feel it all. God damn. I love all the I just want to talk about the ending real quick, I guess. Like I love it when Drax, you know, he got the ending where we're like, yeah, he becomes dad again, to all the kids that they save, which is like, oh, it's so touching, kind of thing. Yeah, especially since his whole backstory is like, his family died.
Lost my
or something,
family.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really sad. And then ah, Crockett finally becoming the captain of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but like, yeah, no, that's like nice, well deserved kind of thing. Yeah. And pretty much everyone got a really good ending as well. Cause and then yeah, Peter Quill finally going back to Earth, meeting his grandpa, I think, right? Yeah. But I'm kind of curious though, since they say that Star-Lord will return. But yeah, we'll talk about that later on a bit, I guess. Yeah. A high evolutionary in this whole movie. God damn, he's great. He is like menacing. Like he's so obsessed on getting a rocket. It's kind of scary. Kind of, yeah. I like the ending though, where they did the whole Scooby Doo thing. They take off the mask, and it's like, oh, it's just him but uglier.
Because
Yeah. Oh, one thing that I don't know. I thought Adam Warlock, I think that's his name, right? I thought he's gonna be more significant, but I guess not. Yeah. He's just kind of there for the comedy of it, and I guess he saved Quill right at the end. Yeah. Um. Yeah, pretty much that. I guess the opening was great. We goes from like, oh yay, oh not yay actually. Quill was sad, so they're going from like sad. They're trying to help Quill out, and then out of nowhere, just change tone completely. Adam Warlock just like comes in, attacks, beats the crap out of everyone, and then put Rocket in life supports, and from then on it's like they're like racing against time kind of thing, which is great for like it makes the whole thing very tense kind of thing. Yeah. I'll just say that right now, and you guys can say your thoughts first. Yeah, Albert.
I'll take from what you said last. The fact that they put the stakes on the rocket at the very beginning was really smart, and James Gunn mentioned this in an interview. He mentioned like people are going to be more invested and worried about saving a raccoon than saving animals instead of saving a whole galaxy. And that is actually like pretty fucking smart. This whole
That is
movie is
true.
about each other. This whole movie is about saving each other and discovering themselves. And in the process, they also happen to save a lot of people. But it's really an internal story. It's an internal conflict, just saving each other. And I absolutely love that for it. Yeah, this film's great. It hits on emotional level, especially with the backstory of Rocket. It's very vile what the High Evolutionary did. And yeah, Chick Wood. God damn it, I'm gonna get his name right. I am not gonna butcher it. The High
Chuck?
Evolutionary, played by Chuck Woody Iwuji. I think he played a good job in this one. He does scream a lot, and at times I'm like, you don't have to scream all the time, you know. But he
That's
does
his
scream.
character, Albert.
I have never seen a scientist that scream as much as he did. So
Well, it's
Never
like the
struggled
Gordon
like one.
Ramsay. It's like the Gordon Ramsay of scientists, you know.
Gordon Ramsay of scientists. Fair.
Yeah.
But you know, I think he did a good job. The performance is great all around. I mentioned in the beginning, Chris Pratt is fantastic. Karen Gillan's fantastic as Nebula.
Everyone is.
Nebula's arc has been better and better and better ever since Infinity War. I think Karen Gillan has been better in every film she's been in, and her arc has been better. And I absolutely love her in this film. It feels truly like in Guardians 2. She feels out of place a little bit. In Infinity War, she still feels out of place a little bit. In Endgame, she starts to belong. In the holiday special, she belong. In this one, I automatically feels like it's almost as if she's there all along as part of the Guardians, and it fits so well. And like there are so many characters in this film, and it works really, really well. And lots of great performances. Adam Warlock, yeah, he feels sidelined a bit. I don't have an issue with it. Ever since I found out that the High Evolutionary is going to be the villain in this movie, I was like, okay, he's going to be the villain. He's going to be the center of it. I don't see Warlock having a big role in it. And he was sort of just as much as I expect him to be in this film. And I think Will Poulter is good in this role. It's more comedic than I expected to be. I guess it makes sense because Will Poulter is a comedic actor, even though he's done, like in Midsommar, he's done drama and everything. He's done some dramatic roles. But yeah, I think he's good in it. But yeah, I'll stop at it. I want to hear what the others think. But the overall, it's like the arc. I think the arc works really, really well in this whole film. Everyone comes full circle, and I think it's again because you don't have to rely like Quantum Mania, setting up for Kang, Captain America: Civil War, setting up for the divide of the Avengers and everything like that. Spider-Verse setting up for multiverses. It's just this is their own thing, and I think it benefits from that so well.
Yeah. Well, Adam Warlock in this movie is still mentally he's still a kid. Right? I think that's what they mentioned.
Yeah, they got him out of the cocoon earlier than expected.
All right. I was just making sure. All right. Yeah. Anyway, thoughts on this?
Right. Yeah. Now that Albert has mentioned everything, yeah, like, oh, damn, I agree with so much everything. Like, yeah, when you mentioned like they're not setting up for anything, I think that's the reason why I genuinely like this movie a lot. Is like you don't have to really worry about like what's coming next or this and that.
Right?
Yeah, the future setup. It's just its own thing. And yeah, and I like the fact that it's them just like desperately trying to save Rocket. I like every portrayal of his backstory, how tragic it was him with the other with his friends. I forgot what the name was apart from Thieves and Floor. What's the
Floor,
Lila,
and
yeah.
Thief.
Lila.
Yeah.
It's Thieves. You have to pronounce it with the
Thief.
It's not teeth, it's thief.
Thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lila,
yeah,
by the way, voiced by Linda Cardellini, who you might know as Clint Barton's wife in the MCU. So.
Oh, she also plays an author. Very cool. That is an author, right?
Yeah.
That is an author. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of that part was like genuinely, what is it like? It was heart wrenching seeing that, like the whole scene, you know, when he tried to escape and all that. So yeah, so I like so the flashbacks of his story is genuinely like one of my favorite parts because it's like just the most
Agree.
story centric, the most heart wrenching of all the like of everything in the films. I at first I was like, yeah, Adam Warlock didn't seem to appear much or do anything of any significance, but then again, he literally has the mentality of he was born yesterday, which kind of
Yeah.
is. He was literally released from a cocoon, so.
He did the most
Um,
important thing in the movie, though, putting Rocket in life support.
Oh yeah, you did. That's true. That was kind of literally the whole point. Oh, and I should mention this actually. Yeah, I did not watch the special Christmas special, but I did know Mantis was not Chris Pratt, sorry, Star Lord's
Quill's,
sister,
yeah.
Quill's sister, yeah. Because I saw the ending of
Yeah.
that spoiled by YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. So so
I
anyway,
think
yeah, so
I
I knew
think
that.
the holiday special was important in setting that up, the sister relationship, and setting
Actually,
up that
come to think of it,
nowhere
yeah,
is the
how
base
did they?
of.
Yeah, I didn't know that. No, wait, why is nowhere their base now? I thought that was the
They
collectors.
mention it in the Christmas special, yeah, because
Yeah, I
nowhere is
would. Yeah, I
empty
would
ever since
assume.
the
Yeah.
collector is gone, and I believe like a lot of people there are survivors of the Zendar attack. I think because the broker is there from the first
Oh.
movie. The
Yeah, yeah,
broker
yeah.
is
I
the
saw.
broker is
Yeah,
there from
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
first
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
So
and
yeah.
I know Xandar was destroyed by Thanos as he mentioned in Infinity War.
Mhm.
So like, yeah,
I see.
yeah, and also, was it the High Evolutionary? I will not try to pronounce the actor's name because I know I can't. um,
Chukwudi
yeah, I think
Iwuji.
he's genuine. I like how menacing he was and kind of crazy, and of course he had the coldest line I've heard. There is no God. That's why I took. That's why I
That's why
stepped
I
up. I'm like,
stepped in. Yeah.
That's why I
ooh,
stepped
that's
in.
why I
Oh,
I
stepped in.
like
Oh, cold.
after I watched that, I other time I told my friend like that's such a cold line.
That
That's
is
such a
cold.
good line. Yeah, there's
How
no
is that?
God. That's when I step in. God damn, that's so good.
God damn. How can you say there's global warming when this band cold as hell? that was the coldest line I've ever heard.
That's the
That is
best
cool.
line ever in the movie.
That is cold. That is so much better than Kang saying I don't walk in a straight line. Oh, he's LGBT.
Did he say that?
He said that. No, he
he
said
said
that.
something like that. He said something like that.
Yeah, he said like I
Alright.
don't walk in a straight
I
line.
don't live in a straight line or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't live in a straight line. Yeah, that is not. Yeah, that is so much better than that.
Kang do be the Drift King.
So yeah, this film is just genuinely really like the story, which is kind of a big deal in a way because nowadays I just watch Marvel because oh look, it's a Marvel, it's probably fun, but I never really
Yeah.
cared much for the story. But now this time I do.
I mean, honestly, after Endgame, so far we've
Yeah.
only been to MCU movies, just like okay, it's MCU, it's gonna be fun, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's MCU. It's just a fun film, right? Yeah, but this
Yeah.
genuinely, yeah, the story.
The only exception is probably No Way Home.
And yeah, No Way Home. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why I
kind
said
of
I
thing.
think yeah
And-
I didn't in the beginning I said like I haven't felt emotion this strong for a Marvel film since No Way Home. So
And I think a
Yeah.
big part of it is the consequences, which like No Way Home did that because there are consequences in the film, and it was a big part, and we got emotionally invested in it. And it's very interesting that in this film, I'm pretty sure all of us was expecting someone to die, someone significant to die.
I did.
Yeah,
And there
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
any significant death, unless like Aisha, maybe, if you count that as a big character. But there wasn't any significant death. And yet we were like emotionally invested the whole time because we were afraid for any of these characters, which is again a testament to James Gunn because these are C-list characters that none of us know in the beginning of the MCU who they are, and now we totally care about them. And the fact that there are consequences in place because we don't want to lose Rocket, and like Drax was almost dead in almost every other scene that he's in.
Yeah.
I legit thought one of them was gonna die early on when Adam Warlock attacked them. I mean, outside of Rocket, obviously, because he was dying, but like I thought someone else was gonna die right away. I was like, oh god, this is gonna be we're in for this. But like the fact that no one dies, and it didn't take away from the movie because again, it gives them a very nice, wholesome, happy ending where they all realize their role in the universe. Like Calvin said, like Peter decided to go back. Mantis sort of wanted her to do her own thing because she never had her own thing, and now she realized that. And like Drax being a dad, that was really sweet. Like Gamora feels the most out of place because like her arc was because the Infinity War sort of take her arc and just threw it away in a way for the stick with the Infinity War arc, and it feels like James Gunn was struggling a little bit with what to do with Gamora in this film. But I feel like he did a really good job in filling that in, and sort of like Gamora is now um he don't know where she is, so she feels like a misfits, and the Ravengers are a group of misfits, so she was part of that. So it sort of makes sense there. And like again, everyone have their really good arc in the end, and it's better than just killing off the characters, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I was prepared. I was mentally prepared several points in the movie to just see that character die. Like,
Yeah.
but then they didn't, and I was like happy and disappointed because I had mentally prepared myself.
Mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your spoiler thoughts so far, Teguh, on this movie? That I don't know if we haven't.
Well, nothing
seen.
much to add. I just want to talk more about specific scenes. Like I think earlier in non-spoiler, I think I said I had mixed feelings about the song. The only reason I had mixed feelings about the song that Rocket said when he's like, "This one has a special place in my heart." Like
Which
I
song is it?
really,
It's not
What?
hooked on a feeling. It's
no,
one
no,
of the first films, right?
Since you've been gone.
come and get your love.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
and
that
get your
one.
love. Oh, okay.
Come
What
and get
version?
your yeah. It's from the first film. Yeah.
One
Yeah,
of the
it's
best
the
needle drops
very
in the movie.
first movie, right? Yeah, that's the thing, right? The reason why I like it is because they're throwing back to the very first movie, the very first song that we hear as soon as it plays, right?
Full circle, baby.
My only complaint about it was
Because Rocket
like,
wasn't there.
yeah, that's not the song that was playing
Well,
when they met Rocket.
they probably Chris Pratt Sarah probably play it over and over.
That's
That's
exactly
what
what Kelvin said.
Yeah, that's what I said, Teguh.
And like, I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't know, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
you guys go just.
I don't hate it, but I do.
Here's
have
my
mixed
thoughts on
feelings
it, Tago, on that. It's like basically that's the first playlist we've ever heard, right? From that's Peter Cole's first like volume mix, right?
Yeah,
I guess
So
it'd be on the
that
top
is
of his
basically
playlist, yeah.
the volume mix that solidified the theme in the first place, and I'm pretty sure that song did play over
Yeah. I mean,
several
I don't.
I'm just
times.
I
gonna
don't.
go with the idea that it's a song and Rocket Raccoon just like that one, just so happen to like that one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at, Kel. It's they
Fine,
repeat that
man.
song, and it just so happens he likes that
Where'd my
in
shirt
the
go?
mix.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it detracts anything. I don't think it's pretty
No, I don't
damn
think it
immersive.
detracts
No, no.
anything. I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about it. I like it, but like at the same time, my brain's like, but, you know, it's just
Well,
that.
we
But
can
I
like
Your
the
like
brain,
it.
same
your brain is
song
just
when
like
we.
skill issue.
Well, we
but,
can like the same song
know.
when if we don't hear it at the same time,
That if with your logic, where it's the first time they suit up, it would have been Cherry Bomb, and I don't think it hits as strong.
It's not
Because
gonna
that's
hit
that's the
hard.
Yeah,
first
yeah,
time in the movie
that's
where
the
Cherry
thing,
Bomb.
right? That's the thing. I was trying to think of what song then, and I was like,
Also tough. I mean,
Yeah.
the soundtrack is great. Again, the No Sleep Till Brooklyn, the action sequence where they all fight in the hallway.
Yeah, that
Oh
was
my
good. So
god,
good.
that is so
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
Everyone get their own
that's
moments in the fight.
Mhm.
They all jump from one character to another. That whole sequence is incredible. I wanna go to the cinema just to see that scene again. That scene is so good. And like there are so many other great songs like Since You've Been Gone, the Radiohead song Creep in the beginning. So yeah, great music choices. But yeah, again, I wish Tyler Bates returned to compose this, because they played the Guardians theme, I think, once in this film. I think they play it only once. I'm trying to remember. It's a sequence where there was a spaceship. I don't remember which part, but I was like, oh yeah, they played the Guardians theme. Nice. I hope this plays again. They never did, because the composer is John Murphy, I believe, and he worked on the Suicide Squad with James Gunn. And yeah, they didn't bring back Tyler Bates. So yeah, I wish they bring back, because can you imagine just the Guardians theme song, dun, 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 like somewhere in this film? It would have been so cool.
When nowhere appears. Dun, dun,
Dude,
dun, dun.
oh, I love
Oh
that.
man.
Okay, so I was also talking about this with Kelvin, but like one of my main complaints was there wasn't really any like there
Space.
not enough big like space fights, which is what I'm a sucker for those, you know that. But like But that being said, the scene when Nowhere appeared was like when the portal opened, I was expecting the Ravagers to appear, and you just see the
I
head. I'm
did
like,
too.
Same.
Yeah.
I think
right?
everyone did. Yeah,
I think everyone
everyone
expected
expect
Ravagers, right?
Ravagers.
And then the fucking head appears. I'm like, whoa! And then it's like ready cannon 1, and then its eyes just
Ready Cannon
fucking
2.
I'm like, oh! Dude,
Yeah, the barrel just keep getting longer
I
and
was
longer. I'm like,
overjoyed.
yeah, that's
And
so
Barrel
good.
was getting longer.
and like
Yeah,
I love how like they didn't like try to like turn it back and try to make like the whatchamacallit, the high evolutionary ship like very powerful, and like that rocket did like that cannon shot didn't do anything for like the comedic relief, but it actually had power, and like the sound effect had oomph to it. I was like, oh, I was a happy boy.
And I
sound
love
effects so
that.
good.
I love that because the whole idea of the high evolutionary is that he's obsessed with Rocket because of his brain, because he believes he's the smartest being on Earth, and yet Rocket is able to outsmart him. And Rocket did that in so many times, including I'm pretty sure he creates he gives the arm for Nebula. Nebula mentioned in the film,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Nebula's arm is so
Yeah.
useful throughout the whole film, so many times, including doing the control board for the ship and everything. And I'm pretty sure Rocket makes the weapon for Nowhere with that cannon, and it was able to destroy the high evolutionary.
Oh, I never
And then
thought of
that
it that way. Yeah.
and that
Didn't
he was testing out the gravity boots in the beginning, um, and it
works
came
at the
back
end.
because it can
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
counter the
yeah,
high
he was
evolutionary's
testing that.
power. And oh my god, I love that so much. So yeah, it's so great. Rocket
Yeah.
is always Rocket. This film is it's crazy because he was dead half the film, and yet we learned through his flashback, and we learned so much about Rocket. It's
He's still the
so
best character in this.
and
I feel like
rewatching the Guardians 1 and 2, you will understand so much more of where Rocket come from with this
Oh, yeah.
backstory and how harsh his life was, and
I
what
mean,
his
I was
decision and
rewatching
everything.
Guardians 1 and 2, so and then directly next time I'm watching this, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah,
The way he carries himself, yeah.
yeah.
Also
Yeah,
that
this-
scene with Groot kill everyone. Now kill everyone. Oh,
Yeah.
that was
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
That
They
whole
take the
scene
guns
when
out.
they're going into that counter Earth thing again, like I said when we saw the trailer, that's like sexy beast.
Yeah, sexy beast. Yeah.
The dating.
Oh, that's what it reminded
What do you guys
me
think? What do you guys think of the
of.
creature design of those animals?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sexy
Oh, what
beast.
you
Sexy
mentioned. Yeah, sexy
beast.
beast.
What is sex?
Sexy Beast is a dating show. I don't know if
On Net-
it's
This is on
originating from
Netflix, I
It's
think.
not.
on
It's on
Netflix, it's on
Netflix,
Netflix.
but it's not a Netflix original.
This is not.
I
I
believe.
opened sexy. Okay, is it 2 words?
Sexy Beast, 2 words. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
dating
Okay,
show where they
sexy
use
beast.
prosthetics.
Sexy beast. 1 word is very different.
Yeah. So basically, the dating show they use like prosthetic, like the
yeah.
animals you see in Counter Earth, and in the dating in the Sexy Beast show, it's really well done. So I see it in Counter Earth. I'm like, they must have hired the same people as the one
The
in Sexy
quality is
Beast.
about the same.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's really good. Yeah. So
It's a freaky creature design, man. I feel uncomfortable at times, but
I
it's like
was
it's cool.
uncomfortable,
It fits with the weird wackiness of it.
but
yeah.
like Floor creeped me out so much that I was just immune to the rest of it.
Floor creep you out?
I mean, it's a rabbit with
It's a
like
rabbit
spider
with
legs, and then
spider
with the
legs, and it speaks through a
mouth thing.
Yeah.
synthesizer. You're not
Yeah.
creeped out?
It's cute, sad.
Well, it was creepy when it appeared from the darkness, but then after
I mean, yeah,
saw it,
eventually,
it was
eventually,
like, okay, it's
right?
not.
Yeah, but like, oh my god, when I first saw Floor, I was like, holy
It's
shit.
yeah. I mean, it's creepy because it's animal abuse and all the whole thing is like again, yeah, it's very creepy. Like even the war pig or whatever, the one that's the pig
the
That did
Hellspawn.
not creep me out as much as Floor
It's
did.
a freaky design, man, and it's weird.
freaky.
It's
I
weird.
wouldn't say it's creepy, but it is freaky.
It's
love
weird
the
that
design.
Judy Greer was the
It's
voice of
wacky.
that, who is again the mom from Ant-Man, and now she's here. So there are lots of reprising roles here. But you know the freakiest one? The freakiest one is when Mantis tries to open the door and there's that creature that comes out like there's something. I was scared, surprised.
Oh,
something
that
behind you.
one?
Oh yeah, that thing. Ooh.
Which scene is
Fun,
that?
fun fact: that creature was voiced by
Releasing
but it was voiced by Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson,
I'm
what,
trying to
the guy
recall
in-
what scene. I can't remember.
When they're
when they're
releasing all
saving-
the creatures from the ship. like rescuing them.
creatures, the children really. But then there's like this
Yeah, and
Well,
then
the
there's
creepy.
the
higher, the
Oh,
higher
that
intelligence
kid.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
How's Pete
deformed
Davidson?
one.
That's the guy that's gonna be in Transformers.
yes.
The one that's gonna
I
play
didn't
the
know that.
robot.
Okay, that's new.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
again, I like that gun. It's like bringing back all the people that he's worked with in the past, like Pete Davidson with the Suicide Squad, obviously Stallone is in the Suicide Squad and in Guardians
Mhm.
2. His wife is now in everything that he does. Jennifer Holland is in this.
Melchior or something.
Daniela Melchior, Ratcatcher 2 is
Yeah.
in this as the Uga? What's her
Oh,
name?
that's her?
Uva.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
her,
the-
apparently.
Uro was Ratcatcher? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Not-
Ratcatcher.
yeah, I didn't
As
know
soon
that.
as,
I
soon
did
as
not
I
know.
as soon as I saw that, I was like, that is Daniela Melchior. Nice. So yeah. And obviously Nathan Fillion is in that.
I
Which-
have to say, Origo Corp, whatever Nathan Fillion is wearing, that suit is uncomfortable to look at.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, I was not very happy about seeing when they like try to break into Orgo Corp and they cut open some flesh and they just pull it out like,
Oh
oh.
yeah.
You did not like the fleshy space station?
No, I did not like the
No.
fleshy space
The
station with
fleshy
yellow
space
blood.
Station looks really like it makes me uncomfortable, but I like the
See,
idea of it.
Here's
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah.
I like the
I
idea, yeah, but then like
They-
it
they
was
use-
cool. I still
they-
think it was cool, but it was also like a bit unnerving. Not gonna lie.
They have like the eye as the camera thing. I'm like, oh.
Imagine
That's
having
kinda-
eyes inside of you, Kelvin.
Yeah,
By the way,
Like you can just like close
Ugh.
your eyes and you can see what your blood vessel looks like.
By the way, I want to
Really?
mention something that was in this whole scene, and sort of it transcends the whole movie. Throughout the whole, ever since Guardians 1, Drax has been the butt of the joke the whole time.
Mhm.
They make fun of him of how stupid it is. Even in this film, it's like he's kind of stupid. He's the nephew
Yeah.
when they're the whole sequence. And at the end of the film, where they was like, yeah, Drax is stupid. It's almost as if like James Gunn is very self-aware of like, oh yeah, we realize that we've made him very, very dumb, but he still have a heart, and the whole thing, sort of the self-awareness of it, of making fun of that, was sort of next level. Because if they just, I think some people have issues of like, okay, Drax is like stupid, and they just keep going with the same thing over and over. But the fact that they addressed it sort of makes it better. Like they sort of like, yeah, we realize that, and it brings a whole new meaning to the character in a way, and I love that for it.
All right. Valid.
Yeah,
But that's why I like the fact that they gave him, something like important in the end, where he's
At
like,
the end,
"You're
right?
dead
It's
now."
like,
Yeah,
he's a dad.
So
It's so wholesome.
yeah, I like that.
Well,
that hits quite hard.
I was thinking about the by important. I thought you meant like he actually knows the language.
He
Oh,
does
yeah,
know the language too.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
that
yeah.
too.
important.
Yeah, that too,
Yeah.
and then the part where he's
When he
like,
becomes a
"You're going
dad.
to be a dad."
Yeah.
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 Right.
So
Yeah,
such
no, like
wholesome
that-
scenes for Drax,
that
honestly.
that whole ending was the one that none of you cried, right? Only
No.
me.
No.
Yeah, that whole ending, the wholesomeness was what got me. Like that whole sequence where they're realizing everything was where it all go. But it all started when Star-Lord and Gamora was about to say goodbye, and it seems tough. And then when Gamora said, I bet we were fun," and then the camera just shot at
Oh, yeah.
Star-Lord's face, and just Chris Pratt's reaction was so subtle of the smile, and that broke me. I was like, oh my god, that's so I don't know, man. It just broke me. And then it transitions to the idea of like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Earth. And then like, yeah, I know Mantis knowing what she want to do with the characters, and then it's like Nebula saying, I finally realize what you're supposed to be, Drax. You're not the destroyer or father. And that just got me even more, and like the whole thing. And then Rocket's like, oh no, so we're breaking up, what's gonna happen to the Guardians? No more. And yeah, that whole thing just like sort of destroyed me. Which I thought it's so wholesome, it's so sweet, and I absolutely love that for it.
Actually, I want to mention that a little bit about Rocket being the leader. If I'm not mistaken, I think like in the second film at least, Peter and like Rocket always complain about, I'm the
on fighting.
leader. No, I'm the leader.
that-
but
Yeah,
then-
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
like-
what I was saying. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for Rocket finally being the captain, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Peter was the one who gave him the title, like, no, you are the captain.
Yeah.
And he's, yeah. from like fighting, and then they develop to that. That's wholesome.
That's wholesome. So wholesome. Uh,
Yeah.
what else is there to talk about? Yeah. Anyway, going back to the whole
I like Cosmo.
Cosmo is
Yeah.
fun.
Cosmo is a
That's-
good dog. Cosmo is a good dog.
I
Yeah.
love the
Cosmo
whole
appeared-
bad dog,
wait.
good dog interaction.
Cosmo
Yeah.
appeared in the Christmas thing, right? Because this is the first
Yes.
time
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
seeing
yeah.
her, and that's the thing. Also, I'm surprised it's a her. I thought it was always a male dog usually. At least the one in the game, it was a dude. One at the group.
Yeah.
It was a dude in the game.
Yeah, a dude dog.
Like Maria Bakalova is the voice of Cosmo. That's a very interesting. I like that voice. Yeah.
What else is there to say on this? There are a lot of good moments. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. Again, the first one is like obviously it's a setup. The second one is very comedic, and this one is very dark. And the change in tone is like very interesting, and yet it still works for the whole universe. I like that for it.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Adam Warlock? Like any other thoughts on Adam Warlock? I know we mentioned
Adam
like, yeah, he's
Warlock
kind of
comes
sidelined.
in so strong. He comes in, basically
Like
obliterated
a
everyone.
wrecking ball.
Yeah,
he
he comes in
obliterated
like
nowhere. Yeah, pretty
he
much.
obliterated Groot. He was just ahead.
Yeah.
After that whole fight. Yeah, and then after that he just kind of like he lost his like it's not as scary anymore after that. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much that. I thought it's going to be kind of like I don't know, like a three-way fight kind of thing. There's him, but there is Adam, and then there's High Evolutionary with the Guardians kind of thing. But
Well, it was like that for
I
like
mean, it was like that
30 seconds.
until yeah, for a bit.
30
When
seconds.
Adam, I keep thinking Adam Savage, Adam Warlock.
No, Warlock.
Adam Savage, not the
Adam
guy
Savage is
from.
DC, right?
What?
No,
No.
that's
No.
Vandal Savage. Who's Adam Savage?
Mythbuster.
Mythbuster
okay.
dude.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking of Vandal Savage.
Mythbuster dude.
No, but yeah, like so yeah, we get that at like Encounter Earth for a bit when Adam was fighting the rabbits, I believe, or is it no, it's a pig. Yeah, the pig.
Pig.
Yeah, the
war
pig.
pig.
And that's it. And then once Counter Earth blew up, and it's like, oh, okay, we don't get him anymore. So yeah, kind of. Man, I guess you don't really want to focus on him. He's for like the future,
But-
I guess.
Yeah, and like the fact when Star Wars was about to die, when he
Mhm.
was frozen, when he came back for the Zune and he was frozen out, in my brain I was like, there is no way they're killing him off right now. Where is Adam Warlock? He's literally in here. Get him right now. And then they zoom out and Warlock's like, oh, there you go.
That's how you
Right
remembered
on cue.
Adam was there. I didn't even remember. I was like, oh, yeah,
in
that's
my
Adam.
brain, I was like, the only person who can save Star Lord right now is Adam Warlock. He was there. Get him in here. And he's
I
literally
I was already like mentally prepared, like, oh no, is Star-Lord gonna die?
I thought it was like,
yeah,
yeah,
and
is
then
Star-Lord
this,
gonna die?
and then this yellow
That
dude
would have
appears.
been-
I'm like, ah, damn it.
That would have been a side twist, though, definitely, because all of us were
Yeah.
thinking Drax or Rocket dying, but if Star Lord died, God, that would be.
That's
because
why I
Star-Lord
was
is so good in
partly
this
looking
film.
forward to it. Yeah, but like,
You're looking forward to Star Lord dying?
Yes.
kind of. Yes.
What?
Like, I mean, like, no, looking forward to it. Like, it would have been really tragic, and I would have been very sad about it, and I want to be sad, but like, yeah. And then Warlock
Yo.
appeared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, what's
Warlock
your-
is still cool. It's still comedic. The comedic part, like when he killed the whole, like,
Yeah.
all right, Adam, show him.
Show him.
We mean business.
We mean
Just
business,
kill
yeah.
him. It's like,
They're like,
Just obliterate him.
and then he kept the pet.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, what's your thoughts on Groot's design? The swole Groot.
I like Groot's design. I like that he can glide now, falling with style. I know Kelvin had an issue with that. And I like his ending design in the post-credit scene, like the
I wanna
big
see that,
Groot.
yeah.
So good.
That mid-credit design of Groot is like so scary
Awesome.
looking.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I like Groot. Groot's cool in this film.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he has a lot more new powers now, like with the multiple arms becoming big, wing gliding.
That
Hide
part
the
is so cool
guns.
though,
Yeah.
when he hide the guns and then like not
Yeah,
only
Oh
he hide
inside
the
yeah,
guns, but
I
yeah, he
wish
was
they didn't
shooting
show
with
that,
it.
and I wish they didn't show that in the trailer. I wish they.
Yeah,
And
yeah, exactly.
I don't even remember that they showed that in the trailer.
yeah. I
That's the
didn't
thing, so
remember
I
that
was
from the
like
trailer. That's why
surprised
I
as
was like
well. I was
really
like,
hyped.
oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
No, but not only did he shoots around with it, and then he also grows like branches to cover
Oh yeah, to
Quill.
Cover
shield
Peter,
To
yeah,
Peter,
to
shield
right?
cover
Yeah.
Quill,
Peter. Yeah.
yeah, from getting shot.
That
That
is a
was cool.
hard carry if I've
Hard
ever seen
carry.
one.
And even the
Yeah.
sequence,
It's
the
like
no
General
sleep till
Grievous, but
the no
guns
sleep
and
till
breeze.
Brooklyn sequence when he was like fighting, the whole sequence with Groot was also really awesome in there
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
hallway.
Grid is just awesome, honestly.
And like outside of fighting, like his character, the fact that he really cares about Rocket, obviously that makes sense. I like that whole relationship that he had throughout this whole film, and he's sort of like
Mhm.
very loyal. And I think my favorite part of this movie that involves Groot is the ending, because when he said at the ending, when everyone is like as soon as zoom out, and then he said, "I love you guys." At
That wasn't I
first,
am Groot, was like
I was like, "Whoa,
What?
that was weird." And then the more I think about it, none of the characters in that scene was startled by the fact that Groot said, "I love you guys," which means that it's normal. And in my brain, it triggers, oh, we've been with Groot long enough that we finally understand Groot. And that's how I interpret it. And I love that for it.
That's how you interpret it.
like
so
Okay.
in
that's
The way
reality
the
he's
way
still
like he's
saying I
still
am
saying
Groot,
I
We
am Groot.
understand
but
Groot
we
now.
understand it for that one.
Yes,
Okay.
because the whole movie too is the fact that Gamora is keep on making fun. There is no way you guys understand what I am Groot is. Like
Yeah.
no, they
But she
keep on.
didn't. But she did understand in the end of the film.
In the
too,
end,
yeah.
she
Yeah.
understands it eventually. Like, but at first it's
Yeah.
like, what you guys are interpreting is like long sentences. There's no way you're just making this up. And like the fact that kept on happening throughout the film, and in the very end, when he said, "I love you guys," and none of the characters budge, it conclusively it makes sense that we as the audience finally understands Groot,
The way
and
when
that's
when
so awesome.
I don't remember how they react to the characters in it, but the way when I see it, it's more like they're like when you're shocked, you just don't react,
He
kind
just
of
brushed it
thing.
off.
Yeah, that's my thought of like when Groot says, "I love you guys," and they're like, like what?
These are like,
But
okay, that was weird, but this is a nice moment.
yeah, something like that. It's like you're shocked. You're so shocked. There's no reaction to it. But you know what? Albert interpretation is more deep, so let's go
It's
with
better,
that.
is
I
it not?
guess.
Does it not
Let's
make
go
it
with
better?
that.
Does it not make
Is
it
it
better?
better? I don't know.
I
Maybe,
guess it
maybe
By the way,
is,
you're
this
yeah.
reading
this is
into it
this
too
is
much.
not
Could be that.
this is not my interpretation. By the way, it's my friend told me about this, and I was like, "Whoa, that is! I did not think of that, and I love that." So yeah,
Normally, I'd
Let's
say
go with
you're
that.
thinking a bit too deep, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I guess it's a
I
nice
want I want to
theory.
keep this a nice moment, so why not? Let's go with that. Yeah.
what do you guys think of
Uh,
Gamora?
I mean,
Why?
she's great.
Do you think she feels out of place at times?
Not really. I mean, we know that
To
she's
be honest,
not
the fact
same
that she is
Gamora.
out of place kind of makes more sense now, doesn't it? Because she's not even from the same universe.
Yeah. Well, the same
Yeah.
universe, different timeline.
Timeline, yeah, shit, never mind.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean, she's not out of place in any way. Honestly, I mean, yeah. She doesn't know. She's not close with them. It makes sense that she just reacts the same, like Thanos, like when she's still daughter of Thanos kind of thing, where
yeah,
she's
yeah.
like more savage. So yeah, I don't think it's out of place too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it creates a very interesting dynamic, honestly, with the whole team, because it also sort of makes it like the Guardians has always, in the greater scheme of the MCU, even in Infinity War, they always the other characters always treat the Guardians as sort of a joke.
Okay.
And even Gamora in the beginning of it was like that, but eventually they all realized that they're not a joke. They are the freaking Guardians of the Galaxy, and I sort of like that, like wrap circle idea concept kind of thing.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
what is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to mention? If not, we can get to the mid-credit, I guess, and post-credit if you want to talk about that.
I'm looking at my review from Airbox. Yeah, I think the comedy and the drama was balanced really well. Again, High Evolutionary was good. I like the fact that Rocket scratched his face out literally, that he have to
Oh,
use
yeah.
a mask. I love that for it.
I was kind of
Um,
brutal looking at that. I'm not gonna lie.
It was brutal.
I mean, the effect of it. I mean, afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, the makeup again. The makeup with this
Yeah,
this
right.
film with the sexy beast thing that Calvin mentioned and like the VFX is really good in this film. The prosthetics and everything is really good in this film.
Oh, I have to say, I thought that the whole Layla thing, from when we saw her in the trailer, I didn't expect that to be a flashback. Yeah.
Oh.
It was baby Rocket though.
Yeah, no, I mean like I thought it's kind of like a separate thing, kind of thing, where. So when I saw the trailer, how I thought the story was gonna go is like Rocket found high evolutionary kind of thing, and then that
Yeah, and found
triggers the
Layla
flashback
somewhere.
of
Oh, that's
when
how
he's
you.
the
Okay.
baby, and
Yeah,
then
that I
realizing
was on the same boat as Kelvin.
then
Oh, so
realizing
okay.
high evolutionary is still making like experiments like Rocket, then he wants to save them. That's what I thought the story is gonna go.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm on the
okay.
same
Yeah,
boat as Kelvin. That's what I thought.
yeah.
I always had the interpretation that it was a flashbacks and it's a traumatic experience, and the high evolution. I never interpreted where the high evolutionary wants Rocket for his brains, but I always interpreted where like Rocket and the Guardians wants to stop the high evolutionary because he's trying to do something still.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah,
Um,
that's what I thought the movie was gonna go. Like I from the beginning, I have a feeling Rocket wouldn't die because in my theory, in that looking at it that way, I thought that Rocket, Layla, and the others was going to be like Rocket's gonna separate himself, like be done with the Guardians, and then go adventure with the Layla and friends.
but they never got
If it wasn't
a
flashbacks.
chance to. It's so sad.
Yeah, I know, which makes it sad when I saw it. I'm like, oh, what? She died? God damn.
When they got killed, I was like,
Yeah, when they got
God,
killed,
that's
yeah.
so devastating. And then he just like pure rage. And then like at the end when he tried to save all the
Yeah.
raccoons, man.
It's so cute,
Oh
man.
my
Yeah.
god, that's so wholesome. I legit thought when he was trying to save the raccoons, they were gonna kill him off again over there. in that
Right,
scene.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was saying this to Kelvin, and like I know I wasn't the only one thinking that because the person sitting next to me watched that scene like this.
Was covering her face, yeah.
Because he was on his own and he doesn't have his comms. He
was
gave
on
his
his
comms to
own?
Nebula.
Yeah, and then gave his comms, and like the scene was like shot perfectly in his face, but you could just see the doorway behind him.
A little bit, right? Yeah.
Like you could just see the doorway, like in the corner, and you'd like, oh god, I was dreading that.
But
the
I was-
entire
I was
time.
so
that
ha-
was
I was
making
so
me
happy
anxious
that
though, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we care about the raccoon. But yeah, I love that they didn't kill him off then, and they just have a
Right.
sequence where they beat the shit out of him.
And at the end, he says his name like, I'm Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, he finally says
Yeah, he finally
Rocket
sees the
yeah.
raccoon because
yeah.
he sees the
Yeah,
raccoon
he
on
sees
the side.
raccoon.
Like,
Yeah.
like shit, I am a raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. After all this time, not believing he's a raccoon.
I like how throughout
Yeah.
the movie, like they can never decide what he is. Like Gamora kept
A
calling him
badger
a
or
badger. Someone called him
squirrel
a
or something.
porcupine.
Since
Yeah.
Guardians, the first Guardians, nobody.
I mean, since-
they
yeah,
they
since
always
the
call
first
him different
Guardians,
Our
names.
Lord, it's
yeah.
like Trash
Yeah.
Panda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Raccoon is
Rodents.
a trash panda. So.
And when they mentioned he's raccoon, he's like, I'm not a raccoon, but now he finally he
Yeah.
learns
He
he is the
accepted,
raccoon.
I'm a raccoon. My God.
Yes, a rocket raccoon.
Yeah.
I also I like that Kraglin have his moments when he finally got to use the
The arrow.
Arrow.
Yeah, and then
Use
Yondu
your
makes
heart,
Yondu makes
kid.
a cameo, and then
Oh
obviously
yeah,
Cosmo
Yandu's cameo, yeah.
smashed with the rocks, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there? Cosmo is the true MVP though. Like connecting
With
nowhere
the-
and the
yeah.
high
Oh,
evolutionary
yeah.
ship. Yeah.
Cosmo
It's
is
a true
awesome.
MVP.
Good.
Pretty powerful. She's holding like a gigantic ship.
know-
Yeah.
Oh,
Her mind.
one thing that about the nowhere sequence that I was like, freaking brilliant marketing, and I hate James Gunn for it. There is a sequence in the trailer where the whole team there were several shots in the trailer where the whole team is walking towards the camera and they look like that they're defeated. One of the particular scene was the whole team walking towards camera and they were holding they're holding Star-Lord's body.
Yeah.
And in the trailer, I was thought, oh, that is the
Ah.
sequence where Star-Lord's probably like defeated. No, he just passed out drunk.
He's drunk, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
when I saw that scene, I was like, I hate James Gunn. He used the shot in the trailer as if Star-Lord's dead. And it's just
Yeah,
like passed
I
out
think
drunk.
they used like very like somber music as well or something. with
Yeah.
it too. And then
Oh,
it turns out
man.
he was just drunk. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
By the way, I remembered
Oh.
now. I remembered another line that is also tragic.
Go ahead.
Can I
Okay.
fly with you? Oh shit!
Mm,
In the
yeah.
afterlife. In the afterlife.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
no.
He's like, "Can I
yeah.
fly with you?" I'm like, "Yes," but but then she says like,
But
"But not
not
now."
now.
It's like, "Oh."
But not now. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, because I re-triggered
You still, have, you,
Albert's
still have,
head
you, still
again.
have, you still have a purpose and everything. Yeah,
You
that's
still
right.
have a purpose. Yeah.
So good, James Gunn. Oh, again, he
This is perfect ending. Perfect ending for sure. For the Guardians.
I am
Uh,
glad. You guys remember when they almost did Guardians 3 without James Gunn?
Wait,
I
that almost
cannot.
happened?
That
Because
almost
he got cancelled. Remember?
Oh right, he got
Cancelled,
cancelled at
yeah.
one point.
That's why
right,
he worked on the
yeah.
Suicide Squad. That's why he ended up in
That's
DC at one
right.
point. Can you imagine a world
Yeah.
where that still happens? Man.
The Guardians would still be ongoing right now if that happens. I feel like.
Yeah, we'll still be
Somehow.
ongoing, and it will just become very like mid.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
probably.
be
For
the
me.
Guardians that it is. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess anything else about the movie you want to talk about?
Trying to think.
All right.
Ran out.
About the mid-credit scene, I read about in the internet. Apparently, that kid, the one, the
Oh
little
yeah, I
kid
wanted to
that
ask
they
you,
say-
Albert. Yeah,
Phyla?
about that kid.
Is that yeah?
Oh,
her,
the white-haired kid. Yeah.
Yeah, the white
Yeah.
kid.
From what I read on the internet, apparently that kid, in the comics at least, was ever Captain Marvel's
very powerful.
daughter. I don't know how
Um,
powerful, but they say in the article I read that at one point in the I don't know in the comics she was Captain Marvel's daughter. So I'm like, okay. I don't know how powerful.
they mentioned they I don't think they ever mentioned her name in the film, but in the
No, they
credits she's
don't.
credited as like Phyla Vel,
No,
which
she
is
was mentioned. Rocket literally said to her, "All right, Phyla,
Phyla?
what's your favorite?" Yeah, he said
oh
it.
okay
Okay, I don't
yeah
remember.
that's but yeah Phyla Vel. I've never read a story of Phyla Vel, but I know her name is prominent. It sounds familiar, and I looked it up. She is a supporting character to like Captain Marvel and everything, and this is like this is more so the male Captain Marvel who is never in the MCU but a big part in the comics, predecessor to Miss Marvel Carol Danvers. It's a whole thing, but it's related to that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's who Phyla. That's her name.
You know what's funny
Yeah.
in the other post-credit scene where it's him talking with his grandparents and in the newspaper. I know the first thing that I noticed was in the newspaper when they were talking.
Kevin
I noticed in the
Bacon.
newspaper Kevin Bacon,
Yeah.
and I reacted, and then the guy next to me is like, "What?" he's so confused. So he didn't watch the holiday special. And then the other funny thing, when I was walking out of the theater, there was two guys debating of what cereal that was. And I was like, that was Magic Spoon, guys. I have that cereal at home. I know what it is. It's Magic Spoon. So like, and then the guy is like, I told you it was Magic Spoon. I was like, okay, fine.
Wait, so you just
Yeah.
went up to them and said, "Yeah, it's Magic Spoon."
I didn't
It's
went
Magic
up to
Spoon.
them. I was walking out and they were debating behind me. And I was like, no, that was Magic Spoon. I was like, chimed in. I was like, I told you it was Magic Spoon. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I don't think we have anything else to say on this movie. Right? Nothing else to add on this. Yeah. All right. I guess that's that for the spoiler discussion for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Actually, how much are you guys giving this? Rating wise,
Don't look at my letterbox. I may have rated.
I haven't seen it yet.
4.5. For
I'll
now,
give
four
it
and a
four and a
half. I
half.
think it might go to a 5. I am debating if I like this more than the first one or not. I might. I don't know yet.
I give this a 5 out of 5.
Four and a
Yeah,
half.
4.5 for Teguh. Ariq,
4 out of 5.
4.
Yes.
4 out of 5.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you give it a minus half point because there's no spaceship to go? Spaceship fight? Is that what happened? Huh?
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
that's
Anyway.
pretty much it.
Yeah. How about you, Rick? Why do you give it a 4? What's the minus 1 point? I thought you really liked this movie.
We ignored it. It was terrible. No, actually, no. Again, I'm on side with Teguh. There wasn't much of a big space battle or
Okay.
air combat like in the
Hand-to-hand
first film.
combat.
The hallway scene was pretty cool.
hallway
And
scene
what
was
else
cool.
is there? I don't know.
Mantis making people dance is cool. That was
The
so
thing, like,
funny.
I
That
think
was
I
so funny.
genuinely really like Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but I think I still gave that a 4.5. So I think it made sense that if I didn't like this as much as Guardians of the Galaxy 1, it probably is
Alright,
only
yeah,
a slightly
less.
less. Slightly
Very
less.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
objective rating system. I like it.
Technically,
One-
objectively, they're equally good. It's just like I prefer this one more, you know?
Yeah, no,
I
the
think
rating
Guardian-
system is
I
objective.
think it's very interesting to compare again because the first one is much more it's dramatic, but there is much more comedy and lighthearted, and
Yeah,
this one's
it's much more
darker,
lighthearted, yeah.
Yeah.
even though there's still good comedic moments. There's really good comedic moments, but still it's much darker. So yeah, it's which
Yeah.
type do you like more? You know.
Mhm,
I
yeah, exactly.
I like the first and the third one equally for the
Yeah.
Guardians.
We
Yeah.
just know that
I
we
mean-
all can unanimously agree the second one is the worst.
It's the worst.
of the films.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can
I'm kind of glad that I
It's the weakest,
rewatched 1 and
though.
2 before the third one.
Also,
Yeah.
you're fresh with the.
I'm very
yeah.
fresh with the Guardians.
And to go watch the holiday special before the third one.
I did
Yeah.
not watch the holiday special, so I was confused with the nowhere part. Only the
You
nowhere
should, you
part.
should still watch it. It's pretty wholesome and it's funny.
It's good. It's funny.
It's
It's
Funny.
funny.
It's funny.
I saw the ending, yeah. I got spoiled.
Alright, yeah. One key takeaway that I agree with Mr. Bluevolt here. DC fans, you're in good hands with James Gunn.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, they're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. After watching all the Guardians and Suicide Squad was good. So you know what? I'm confident with James Gunn.